Happy hunting.
Hunt me.
I am the hunted one.
I'm hunting most things.
Let's hunt something. You can hunt. Oh, have you hunted me?
You're being hunted.
Top 10 curated steam hunts from yesterday, 8th of September. Wow, September, man. 2018, let's get into the top 10 for today. First one is Silic, a t-shirt that cleans itself. Well, it doesn't really. It doesn't clean itself. It protects, it has a layer above the material because it uses hydrophobic liquid, or this hydrophobic technology. But it's just interesting to me. I had to put this in because it's number one today, and it's interesting how like a picture and text will sell an idea. Self-cleaning clothing. It's not self-cleaning. With hydrophobic nanotechnology, ultra soft, breathable fabric that stops stains from sweat and drink. Yeah, this raised $298,000 of $20,000 goal. Just goes to show that if you can get your hands on the actual technology and then have the right kind of marketing, and you know, like, these sketches are rough. Like, somebody could have met up with somebody on a Sunday morning and like thrown those together. But anyway, they ended up with $298,000 for a $20,000 project. Somehow they managed to get the money in it. I don't know how they managed to get the money in it. It's not self-cleaning. I can't see how it's self-cleaning. Also, when you wash this, when you do eventually wash it, I'm not sure how long that liquid, that hydrophobic technology that's woven in with this fabric, how long that lasts. So I'm wondering if there's a hell of a lot of disappointed people out there right now with t-shirts that actually do need cleaning. Next up is the VU video, a different video system built for active learning, not watching. This instantly appealed to me from a different kind of marketing that it made sense, right? Is that we have a problem with children watching just stuff. I was a kid, I was sat in front of the television set watching cartoons. Really, I wish I'd learned a lot more stuff in my early years. It might have set me up for my early 30s, early 40s. So how do we change that? How do we like change that relationship? So this was kind of interesting. VU, practice feedback learning. Your learners have phones with great video cameras. Why not let them take control of their learning and use video for practice, creativity, and feedback? Which is exactly what like one of the video blogging premises of like doing social media in my mind was meant to be. Schools, colleges, training, sports, artistic performance, and more. Cloud video platform for groups of people to share and discuss videos privately. Absolutely love that. You could also use something like Wistia for something like this. Educators built VU for 21st century learning because your learning management system doesn't let you do all this great stuff with video. Video was always going to be the future as soon as the internet and bandwidth connections could keep up. I think we're going to end up with a lot more cloud software. It's going to be AI driven. It's going to have a bunch more machine learning in there, and I just hope we can get that generation to be more motivated instead of just tuning into these pseudo celebrities. Next up is the motorized motorcycle. So going from one tangent to another, going from let's learn to let's blast around outside with a motor powered device strapped to our backside. The inline skate, skateboard, mountain boards, snowblades, snowboards. This thing is just this big fat hub motor on a stick, and you just like fire it up and then off you go. It's not even electric. It's a 40cc 2-cycle engine with gas and oil mixed the ratio of 32:1. Like, this thing is no joke. I've seen the guy on it. The guy's a nutbag. It's fast and it's totally unsafe, and therefore I think it's cool because of that. Next up is the V-Love Active Mobility. This is absolutely amazing. I love what they've done with this. A mix of go-kart, bicycle, and van. The Berliner Morgenpost called it Armadillo, a mix of go-kart, bicycle, and van. We couldn't agree more to that description. Pure pleasure to ride. Data up to 100% productivity gain when switching from van to Armadillo. Containerization makes city logistics great. With a width of only 86 centimeters and a limited height, you can easily drive on bike paths to quickly get to your delivery destination. I don't think like local authority is going to be cool with that, but all right. Really dig it. It's not super expensive, really. 8,000 euros for what this is. It's got like a whole bike chain. I thought it was electric, but it seems to be like some kind of bike chain motor thing, and it's got an assembly on the bottom, and then it's got like definitely can see me and Dale having a coffee service or a burrito service somewhere hot, Portugal, Spain, with this bad boy, and then swapping that container out at night for our little B&B, little open top B&B. Be fire. Next up is what a terrible name, Mad Gaze X5. I had to throw this in here because it brings up an interesting question. Is what I know they gave up on Google Glass, but where's the next iteration of it? I presume it's going to come out soon. Slim down, super thin. Like I presume we've improved the SMT process of like making those boards super thin, and those chipsets more faster, and worked out the heat issues and bandwidth issues and all the other issues that go along with making a piece of hardware look sexy and integrate into your life without getting too much in your way. But I like this, apart from the name, I like this because it's a slimmed down version of what looks like the Google Glass. Android 6, 8 meg camera, 800 by 480 transmissive display. I don't know if that is an improvement on the existing Google Glass, but anything that gets this moving forward a little bit more, I'm kind of into, because I do think that whole glass attachment thing, some kind of like reticle thing, I know it's very Star Trek and very Borg-like, but I think that could be something that we could use on a day-to-day, like a little in-ear thing for the AI feedback, a Bluetooth powerful smartphone, and then this link to it. Not using Bluetooth, use something, a new custom chip, a bit like Apple's got with its W1, something custom, something encrypted, something that's not going to be interfered with. And then you've really got like a walking and talking like mobile computer setup. We don't really have that yet. We have big things for industry and enterprise things that like caps that strap around your head, but we haven't got like a slim device yet. I think the closest people to that are probably spectacles from Snapchat. Next up is inventory management. Fulfill.io, one stop, one solution for retail and wholesale. I threw this in here because Amazon, believe it or not, had issues this week with their fulfillment side in terms of their the people who sell, the drop shippers who sell stuff on the Amazon platform and have stuff shipped into Amazon, and then Amazon deal with all the logistics. You couldn't get as a client a up-to-date idea of how many of your products had been sold or how many you had in stock, which was a major problem because lots of people have to then reorder stock into the Amazon distribution to make sure that they've got enough product just in case they run out. So that's kind of an issue. So I see services like this, third-party services like this, definitely becoming more prevalent. There's probably going to be a lot more of these services out there, and whoever gets this right, whoever does the best version of it, has the most uptime, has the best AI, is going to win. This one looks pretty good. They basically link in with you, your shipment, your supplier, and then they track all the interactions between Amazon and eBay. So even if Amazon was down, you might have had a data pull into fulfill.io at some point, so you have a rough idea. That's better than having no idea whatsoever by logging into Amazon, or you can't log into Amazon. So having like a third party in this instance is kind of useful for metrics. Next up is kind of an interesting one, the Ether Mage. Oh, it was coming up, it's probably not coming up now. Ethermage.net. It's a similar game to Steam Monsters, apart from the fact that it's using ERC 701 tokens. I think it's not going to come up now, which is a shame, but I really don't think anybody's going to beat Steam Monsters, if I'm honest. I really can't see anybody beating the transaction time, the fact that like it's free for sending and receiving. It's like 3 seconds for the transaction time to happen. There's a massive community behind it already. It's had a ton of money already, and that money will get spent, I think, effectively, rather than these ICOs that are just, I don't see any of those games really getting any traffic. Next up then, backyardbrains.com, the Robo Roach. What? Are you a teacher or parent that wants to teach a student about advanced neurotechnologies? You are in luck. We are excited to announce the world's first commercially available cyborg With a Robo Roach, you can briefly wirelessly control the left-right movement of a cockroach by micro-stimulation of the antenna nerves. Oh, it's a little bit more than just after school, isn't it, at that stage? Oh, wow, wow, wow. Next up is Zap. I'm really wanting to get into this, actually. Zap, making Bitcoin usable for everyone using the Lightning Network. I keep on seeing stuff about Lightning Network, and I kind of roughly understand it. It's kind of like a side chain kind of service for doing transactions off the chain, as in BTC transactions, because obviously they're slow. And it uses smart contracts to do that. So it makes sense in my head how this works. I just don't see where it's going to. I don't know if it's going to be something that it seems to be widely adopted. It seems to have a bunch of servers. People are raving about it. There seems to be a lot of developers making stuff for it, so they're obviously into it. Trustlessly send and receive Bitcoin instantly with minimal fees using Lightning. And the Lightning GitHub seems to be getting updated all the time. There seems to be lots of developers working on it, so it's obviously an interesting protocol. Will it be ultimately used just in Bitcoin or in other things? Who knows? I know there's a couple of services that I use, like Bitrefill, that uses Lightning as well, so it's being adopted. That's what I'm saying. When you see it being adopted into different platforms, obviously something worth looking at. And I know you can get this running on a Raspberry Pi as well, so I'm kind of interested to see how easy that is, how easy it is to update the chain and be a node in that network, and what that entails. It's probably going to be boring as hell and nothing happens on the screen, and occasionally, like once every 3 months, you might mine something or you get payout or something, but I'm interested to see how it works. I think running witnesses for blockchains is going to be part and parcel of having a digital footprint in the very near future. You'll have to have those things if you're interested in those communities. You'll have to have some level of tokens and time investment in those niche hobbies. Next up is, and finally today, is from Nissan. Their I'm trying to think what it was now. It was the NGV, something like that. Let me find it. ENV200. It's a project that they came out with of what would a mobile van worker look like today, seeing as people use vans for all kinds of stuff. And so what they did is they took their electric version, the EV200, and they've made this gorgeous, like, internal concept looking home on wheels, basically, where you've got a screen and a chair, and you just like drop your chair into this little hole in the back. You've got like a wooden deck. It's all been done out very hipster and stylish. Coffee maker in there, bike strapped to the back. I mean, from the side of it, it just looks like any old little stealth electric van. I can see a lot of companies, probably 4 or 5 companies, that are gonna look at the data in terms of digital nomads, people traveling in different countries. I think they'll start to produce vehicles pre-made like this, with Wi-Fi, with internet on board, everything, because that's where they're going to have to compete in audience development. Is they're going to have to be in. You're going to have to be in their websites and in their services, and they want that. They don't want you anywhere else. So if they have that all integrated into the car, the Nissan package, for instance. That's it for me today. I seem to have lost my recording screen. Where's my recording screen gone? OBS does this from time to time. There it goes. Alright. So, let's have a look at the outro. So, this is what the screen looks like as of September 2018. All the hunts are on the right hand side. When you click through, they appear on the left hand side. When you click on that white button, it takes you through to the website the hunters put. And if you want to add your own Steemhunt, you just click on that plus button. You fill in the title, the subdescription, put up some images, put up to 1,000 characters of text, put some tags for descriptions, and then click on post. It sends it to the Steem blockchain, but it also puts it onto the steemhunt.com website for 24 hours, and then you've got a chance of it getting upvoted by the Bitbot. That's it for me today. I will catch up with you soon. Take care. All the best.
Prepare the path of a steam.
Smell steam.
Stumnassi, wat is een stumnassi? Stummaschine.
Question, guys.